Hello, happy to see you again to continue the customization of our procedures in Pro Workflow System module. This time, we will customize workflow procedure stages, configuring the action buttons, duration, and access policy. But once again, let me remind you that you can get the definitions of all workflow terms watching the presentation video titled Understanding Workflows Automation in Odoo with Pro Workflow System module. Let's start right now. At any stage, the procedure must be cancelled or paused. Here, we are using the term break instead of pause. But keep in mind that when we say break, we are referring to pause. So I customize the break and cancel process buttons using the fields here. Cancel action name, state, action title, and button type. Same thing for a break. When the process is paused or on break, it can be resumed. And on the process interface, the action button that triggers the resume is defined with the attributes we have here. Resume action name, action title. The state is fixed to the state of the current stage, meaning on resume, the process restart at the current state. The resume button too. So we can, for example, customize the process buttons of our current creation stage of the this is the creation stage of the standard procedure of purchase orders. Let's make the button name cancel. When cancelled, we want the process to display the cancelled state. Cancel title, we can make cancellation action button. It is a pop-up description of the button. The button type, we can maintain the bootstrap danger button type. And now the break, we can say pause. Let's should paused or paused. On pause, the record will display the paused state. pause action button. We keep the bootstrap button type for resume resume action button. The resume type is fixed, and we keep the button type success. So we have customized the action, the definition of the action buttons of our procedure stage. We have also two more status bar button here: configure duration and configure access control. On click on configure duration, we have the form which allows us to enter the maximum duration, the maximum, minimum and maximum durations we expect the stage will last. So for example, here we can choose minute, and the minimum we set it to 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and the maximum to, let's say, 15 minutes. So we save it, and you can verify the durations here. Now we have to click now on the configure access control to get the form which will allow us to configure the access right to this stage. We have two possibilities to configure access rights. One is to define a policy based on users. We have the list of users here, and we select the users we want to grant, to whom we want to grant the access permission to this stage. The other option is to grant access to roles or user groups. Here too, we have to select the user groups we want to grant the access to this stage. Now, in both the two options, if we select user or role, we have three additional tabs which will allows us to define access to process buttons here in the process. For example, if we select for the first four user roles here, if we go to the cancel granted roles, we have the four. Now we can select all of them or select two. If we select two for the cancel button, it means is that here the four have access to this stage, but to click on or to act on the cancel button, only the two first roles can do this action. This is the same goes for the break or pause button, and the same thing goes for the resume button. So for our example, we can select 3. We can select 4 users, a foreground. For the cancel button, we select 2. For the break, we select 2, and resume, we select 2. We save. Now you see the new tab in access control. This is our access control. It's granting one. The cancel granted users. This is how we customize the procedure stage. Let's recapitulate. First, we define the fields that will that represent the attributes of the process access buttons, meaning cancel, break or pause button, and resume. We also have configured duration, and finally we have configured access control for the creation stage of the standard procedure of purchase order. We have now our form, our procedure stage configured. Very interesting, but there is more to come in the next videos. That's all for today. Bye and see you next.